1051.
It's Power 1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We have a special guest in the building.
Yes, the legendary Wyclef Jean.
Sac passe.
Not boule, sac à fête. That's that new one, sac à fête.
Yes, because all Emmy can say is sac passe. So after
We
that,
got that.
I say ma boule.
Okay.
And I know curses too.
No, I've been saying soccer fat too.
Yeah, the sac à fête. That's the movement right there.
Now, finally, you released some music. Amen.
All right.
It's been a damn long time. I went to the studio to see Wyclef, and he's playing me all these records, and I'm like, these records are amazing. What are you holding them for?
Yeah, and we put them out, and the response on Daft Piff have been incredible. The amount of downloads, the amount of views. And the deep thing was when I was speaking to the owner, and he was like, you got to understand, Clef, these kids are 14, 15 that are going on the download.
Gotcha.
And when they hearing you on that acoustic guitar, they've never heard that sonics don't really exist for them. It's brand new for them.
Right.
So it's a new lane. It's going to be exciting. Thanks for between you and Self. Like, I didn't hold the music.
Oh, pushing you, yeah.
The name of the mixtape is April Showers. You do know it's me, right?
Yeah, April Showers bring May flowers, baby.
Got you.
there's been a lot of April showers.
Yeah, and it's funny because when the mixtape came out, it definitely had that whole shower thing. But April Showers in the sense of not the month, but the idea, the way I came up with it was just remember being a youngin' on the block, and when it's going down, dudes like, yo, they're about to spray the block up, you know? And when the rainmaker, you know, something that seems so ugly at times and so dangerous could be the most beautifulest thing, because that's where we rise from. And that's the idea of April Showers.
Hold on now. So you just said people about to shoot up the block.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so think about it. When a dude's coming around the block like, yo, they're gonna spray up the block.
They're gonna shoot up the block.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot up the block. And something so dangerous and so ugly can create prodigies like us. So something where they expect it to be the depth of all, you know, it can create us.
Okay, so you mean the ones that survive that type of stuff?
Yeah, because
can grow to be something special.
That's right. Because from the rain, it could, you know, from the rain can be a blessing. That's the idea of April Showers.
And I saw those pictures of you with your guitar. They're shaped like a
guitar.
A chopper.
Yeah.
The rainmaker.
So it's a program that you're doing to encourage music.
Yeah, definitely. I think Gibson had a line. Ibanez had their guitar line. I'm the first hip hop guitarist. The reason I modded it off the guitar is the idea is to teach kids how to play music in a cool way. The idea of just instruments is just not cool to a kid, like in the hood. But the idea, unfortunately, the gun culture is something that, you know, we all are raised on, and a lot of us idolize it. So what happens if we take what appears to be a violent instrument and turn it into a musical instrument? So we'll have the guitar line up. We'll also have DVDs up where, you know, you could get that 30-day quick lesson. And I think it's going to be encouraging.
A 30-day quick lesson to play the guitar?
Yeah, somebody had like the DVDs up. You know, once you get through the first chapter, we're going to have apps and everything. And I'm probably one of the fastest guitar teachers, but you know.
That's interesting.
What about the kids who say that guitar can't protect me in the hood from the real guns?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's going to happen, but the idea is, you know, there are those kids in the hood that's going to still say, you know what, this is still a cool idea. Let me pick up the guitar. And I was one of those kids, you know. I was from the projects, and, you know, I had that alternative. My cousins had that alternative. Some of us went from the guns to the guitars and different things, and some of us went from the guns to jail. So once again, I think versus us sitting back and saying we ain't gonna do nothing, I think we have to try to do something.
People were mad at that. I seen online or on the news, people were upset that you were taking guns, and they said almost like you're glorifying the gun. That's what they were upset about.
Well, it's so funny because, you know, the idea of feeding our community constant alcohol and doing promotion for it, we don't get mad at that.
Very true.
You know, the idea of you know, let's do videos and completely be naked, you know, they don't backlash that. But the idea of saying something that is so violent, we're going to turn it into a musical instrument and give kids an alternative, they get mad at that. Right. You know, that's the media, but the bulk of the kids, that are following this guitar movement understand what it's about.
But you know, it seems like whenever you try to do something good, you get scrutinized for it. Like this came out in the Post yesterday. Lawsuit accuses Wyclef Jean's charity of failing to pay a promised $110,000.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is whenever it's something with Yele Haiti, look at this, right? So when we read this, what's funny is it says it always goes Wyclef Jean's charity. And Wyclef Jean resigned from Yele Haiti when he was running for president. So that's one of the things. It's almost like at this point, and it's funny because I was looking at my Twitter, and now everybody understands the bluff. Because now, you know, they're like, yo, versus you keep picking on Wyclef, why don't you talk about the $1.5 billion that was missing when we was talking about the Bill and the George Bush fund for Haiti? So at the end of the day, clearly, I not only did I resign from my chair, you know, there's a lawyer that's representing the foundation. The foundation itself has closed down as Yele Haiti. It doesn't, but once again, as you say, whenever that you're gonna, you know, you putting something out, and because I'm unorthodox. I'm not that dude that's just everything I put out has to have a movement behind it. So and then with the movement, it's gonna come scrutiny and it's gonna come bad press. You know, we're used to it. We always gonna be used to it. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna stop me from helping a population where 80% of people are living on less than $1 a day. We had in the earthquake, and similar to what happened in New Orleans, billions of dollars came into a country, and the country haven't even seen a fraction of that money. I think these are the reality and these are the facts, and I think that's what people should pay attention to.
Does it ever discourage you and say, man, I'm not trying to help nobody no more?
You know what, fam, to be real with you, sometimes when I look at like what it does discourage me sometimes. You be like, yo, I don't really need this. You be like, man, hold up. Let me just go back to my spot in Jersey, chill out. Let me go hunting.
Put
let
the
me,
speed
you know,
on,
let me
jump
put-
on the bike.
Let me, you know, put the speed on, jump in the McLaren now. That's the new pick
Okay.
coming up.
McLaren, okay.
But you know what, fam, real talk, when I look at like what Martin Luther King, Nat Turner, Malcolm X, when I look at those stories, there's really nothing that we can't handle. I can't live my life without public service. Like
True.
at the end of the day, I gotta give back.
Absolutely.
And that's something that nobody's gonna be able to discourage, man.
All right, well, Wyclef, we know we got to hook up your guitar because you brought it. I see you brought it with you.
The
Yeah,
guitar.
we got the guitar.
And we're going to make you play some guitar music.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we come back, we got to talk about Lauryn Hill a little bit. You know, she's going through some financial problems. Want to know if possibly you would help her. And we got a lot of other stuff to talk about. So keep it locked. Wyclef's in the building. It's the Breakfast Club on Power 105.1. Power 105.1 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Wyclef's in the building. He brought his guitar with him.
Yeah, man.
His
Guitar.
His guitar shaped like a AK-47.
With musical instruments.
Musical instruments.
A musical instrument.
Right. So now
The funniest thing I read about this was like weapon of mass confusion.
Oh, I saw that.
I mean, yo, they got sneakers with pistols on them. I got a pair of sneakers. What's they called? BEND?
B&D.
Yeah, with the upside down pistol on them. So I don't see the big deal. I'm more concerned about a real gun than that guitar.
absolutely. How do you get on a plane with that?
We check it.
Oh.
And we let them know way ahead of time what's coming, and then it goes through the airport and they fully go through it.
I
You
can
feel me?
imagine. Yeah.
You ever thought about giving it to Lauryn Hill? She'll probably pawn it now because she need the money to pay her taxes.
You stupid.
No. She's okay. She doesn't need the money to pawn her taxes. She has that big deal coming up.
With Sony.
Big Sony deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you have
You
lent
still
her the
have
And
to
money?
she would never pawn a guitar, be clear.
No. Would you have lent her the money if she needed it?
Of course. Not with not a thought in my head.
I know who to
She
call.
don't get no old Fuji's royalties. All I go to Yele Haiti, Wyclef.
I'm not going to Yele Haiti. Stupid.
Yele Haiti would be the charity side, you know. That's the free side. No, royalties always comes in. The royalties don't stop, but you have to understand there's two kind of royalties. So there's the miseducation, and I think that constantly comes in. But she has written some of the greatest songs. Maybe the process of how fast the royalties are coming in are just a little slow.
Gotcha.
But be clear, I mean, they're going to come in for the rest of her life and the rest of her natural life, definitely.
And your life too.
Who used to give y'all financial
Yeah,
advice
yeah.
back then? Did anybody give y'all financial advice and say, yo, y'all making a lot of money selling a lot of records, do this, do that, invest in this?
Yeah. Once again, I don't think her problem was not in an early investment problem here. There's a lot of us that have been through a tax issue. And the idea of making a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes sometimes just don't go with us, you know what I mean? But it's something we have to do, you know what I mean?
Hey, I didn't pay my taxes yet, but I got an extension.
You keep on saying that. You keep on saying that on these cameras and on this radio and see what happens.
Did you see that Claudette from City High is going to be on a new reality show too, R&B Divas?
Claudette is dope. Yeah. I
Whatever
didn't see that.
happened,
Is
whatever
she-
happened to that, man?
Yes.
I thought she was a dope singing everything. I thought,
Well, no,
I thought she was
she's
banging. She was sexy as a mother.
she is going to be on that show. And do you still keep in contact with her?
I saw Claudette like 5 months ago. Yeah, she's really dope. Still sings the same way. Actually looks the same way.
What?
Yeah.
You was hitting that too?
No, not at all.
Wasn't the two guys running the train on her or something?
They were not running a train.
Allegedly.
She dated one of them, and,
Uh-huh.
and then she ended up marrying the other one or something.
Oh,
and
that's
now his
terrible.
life is a mess.
Robbie and Ryan.
Right.
Yeah.
You made a lot of money off them too with that Guantanamo, right?
Nah, with that
Caramel.
City High.
City
you
High.
know, there was a group.
It's City High.
Definitely. It's City High. This remix here.
So you're not tired of music yet, huh?
Well, I mean,
Because
I'm
you were
not-
done for a little bit, and it seems like you got a new spark. I'm seeing you at the clubs now. I went to performance you did. You're jumping, doing
You look
backflips.
15 years younger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back to really build this record company more so. We have Refugee Republic. There's a lot of, like, when you go through the mixtape, there's a lot of discovery. So I'm back to just build a company now. The focus of just being that label in the middle that could find talent. And, you know, in order to do that, you got to really look the part. You got to
Right.
play the part. And you really got to have fun. Music for me is fun. Like, y'all know when I want to have fun. But keep in mind, the frame of mind when I'm not in music, you have to understand, like, I really got deep into politics. It was like, I can't just keep singing these songs, man. Like, if I'm going to really, like, help the nation, I
Right.
can't just be like, because I've seen it. Like, I've seen artists like Bob Marley, different artists has sang so many songs. And at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to influence is if we say we want to change legislation. So for me, once after the political race, and I got taken out the race, and then I backed up my man who's the president. Once that happened, I was good. And because the urgency was what made me run, you know, once I felt that was right, I could go back and do what I do here. Because the bigger I am here with this music, the bigger I can help my people.
Was politics a passion of yours? Because we know public service is a passion of yours, music is a passion of yours, but was the actual politics of running for president, was that actual passion?
No, the politics is not the passion for me, but public service is. And unfortunately, there's a part of public service that falls into politics.
Gotcha.
But the idea of the politician side, definitely not. Because if it was, I would have had to play a whole different game. Even going into the race, I
Right.
would have had to apply a whole different, method.
Right. Well, you got your Gator here now.
And it's making us awkward, so you gonna do something with that?
So yeah,
Nah,
so
you're not scared of that.
you should give us a little something for us this morning. You know, you got the Gator.
I got the guitar, catching the vibe with the morning show,
The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Thank you, Mr. Shawnee. Yeah, envy on his iPhone. Shoot first, think last. That's the motto on the street, yeah. Shoot first, think last. Flatbush, how long will this bloodbath last? Shoot first, think last. That's the motto on the street, yeah. Shoot first, think last. Queens, how long will this bloodbath last? Bang, bang, bang. On the corner, it's a bang, bang, bang. Down in Brooklyn, it's a bang, bang, bang. Down in Chicago, it's a bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Welcome to Flatbush, where the ghosts of Al Capone roam the streets, and the kids they carry heat, Charlemagne, and they hungry for the feast, and the dogs, the shotters, they do whatever it takes to eat, even if they gotta put your kids to permanent sleep. Brooklyn boys, they shoot first, think last. That's the model on the street, they hide. Shoot first, think last. Bronx, how long will this bloodbath last? Shoot first, think last. That's the model on the street, they hide. Shoot first, think last. Shotters on the street, man, they bang, bang, bang. Out in Chicago, man, they bang, bang, bang. Down in Jersey, man, they bang, bang, bang. Everywhere is a bang, bang, bang. I went from cavemen to slave men. The church screamed amen, and then they lynched men. I bought y'all the 911 before the world trade. I could see the world through Ray Charles shades envy. I tried to warn them, they ain't wanna listen. Nostradamus saw the birds, now there's two things missing. Two sons sitting, Hussein's son sitting so calm. They father Saddam hung in the prison, homie. I'll be damned if a man put a tech in my hand, had me in the sand, shooting at the brown man. Runner becomes the gunner become the hunter become the 100 on America's Most Wanted. How does America's Most Wanted get apprehended when his man turns state on his co-defendant? You want a lawyer? Let me talk for you. You in a wheelchair, blood, let me walk for you. But they shoot first, think last. That's the model on the street, yeah.
Clef sound like he's 16.
First, think last.
Sound like got a Ghost Rider.
How long will this bloodbath last?
Bang, bang.
All right,
Tough,
Clef.
son.
That was tough. Writing like you 16 again, huh?
Nah, the writing is always gonna be like that. You
Writing
know?
is timeless, though, right?
Yeah, writing is timeless, and it's just when you had a passion for it. So that joint is on the tape. It's called Bang Bang. The original version, we did it for Chicago, with everything going on down there, and went down and shot the video on the South Side too with Young Chop.
Very appropriate. They just had 20 shootings and 3 deaths. What, Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday and the Wednesday morning.
It's crazy.
First
out
80 degree day of the summer or spring.
Crazy out there.
Yeah, that's too crazy. But we appreciate you for stopping through.
Thank you.
Get the mixtape April Showers, thatpiff.com.
And then the album's coming out in September still?
The album's coming out in September. The album's called The Carnival Begins.
The Carnival Begins.
And we getting into that. And, you know, everybody that love, like, the Hips Don't Lie, the Gone to November, the Guantanamera, we got that kind of energy. Just recorded one joint with Pitt, when Cuba meets Haiti. It's going to be a zoo. We gonna have fun.
You made Haitians cool. I'm gonna say that you made Haitians cool because when I was a kid,
I think Haitians made Haitians cool.
No.
Well, I think it's where you were from. I'm from Flatbush.
I'm from Queens, and as a kid, Haitians weren't cool.
Chip,
and then
choke him up right now. You got a Haitian standing behind you, and you're gonna say such a stupid ass thing.
I'm gonna be truthful.
No, I'm gonna be truthful. I'm
As a
from
kid-
Flatbush. I'm from Brooklyn, and there was all Haitians, Trinis, and Guyanese, and Jamaicans on my block.
Haitians started making Haitians cool when
Nah.
they started clicking up and whipping people's ass for teasing them. That's when they started getting cool.
That's true. And then when Clef did that album, and the Fugees came out with the albums, it became everybody wanted to be Haitian. Like when I'm in the club now, I'm like, stop! I say everybody. It could be white people, it could be Asian people, it could be anybody. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's like this. You had a few Haitians. You had some of them that was putting work in the streets, and then you had us putting work in the music. And it's a combinations of a few clicks, you know what I mean, that just made the movement. Like when you hear kids screaming Zoe, he just saying Zoe, but he don't know that the fight that was put in for the credibility, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Shout out to my man Mac Zoe.
Zoe pound notorious ass kickers.
And Miami,
you know?
Miami boy, you
And
need
Zoe,
to pass.
people don't know, like the word Zoe, it means bones. And it's like, yo, tough bones, you can't break bones. And, you know, and it was a time when it, you know, we did get teased. So I think a combination of y'all both saying the right things. But when I got to the Grammys, I just remember being backstage and I was about to go on. The most important thing to me, Paul, I wasn't even worried about I'm going to perform at the Grammys. I looked and I was like, yo, where's my Haitian flag? Because I felt like that was the only time that I was going to get 22 million people to be like, yo, what flag is that? What country is that from? And that got inspired from me watching like Dr. Dre and Snoop and every clique just representing and being proud of where they came from, you know?
Dope. Well, we appreciate you for stopping through. And, you know, anytime you need to come up here, come on up here. Clef be in the clubs crazy. Clef be promoting.
We heavy right now on the promotion. Because, you know, one thing, when it's turn-up time, it's turn-up time. And so y'all definitely going to see me through the city. It's getting a little warmer, right? So being that it gets warmer, I'm going to definitely be bringing out some toys.
I heard you mention the car in the muffle in the background. It was like McLaren. I just heard you say that.
It's going to be fun. I'm a bike dude, though. I love the bikes. So
no speedo.
Don't come to the city on a speedo on the bike.
No, you should totally do that.
But I'm definitely come. I'm gonna be through the city, man. It's gonna be heavy.
If I see you in Times Square on a speedo on the motorcycle, I'm calling the police.
No,
indecent exposure.
Nah. We gonna be and listen.
If the Naked Cowboy could be in Times Square, then he can certainly be in a speedo.
You know what? You might have a point.
The Naked Cowboy, definitely. And we got the whip game too. We got Wise. You know, we got the Wise whips. Anybody that want to get whips, we got the website. Y'all can go check that out also.
What's the website?
Being in a car game for a minute, it's called like wisewhip.com. Being in a car game for a minute, I made a lot of mistakes. And what I want to do is at the end of the day, if you gonna, because I still have half of my collection.
So you want to sell those mistakes to other people?
No, Shaw. You know what I want to do is at the end of the day, I sold half of the collection, you know, and I got the best half still. And you can get really, really ripped off of like 50 and 100 when you want something immediately. So at the end of the, remember we had like 310 in LA that was doing it for a minute.
310 motoring.
Yeah, so from the car shows on, like we'll be bringing different car shows and stuff. You know, I'm gonna build y'all trust so that y'all know, so you won't make the same mistakes as me. You know what I mean? So just check out the website.
You ain't gotta worry about Charlamagne. Charlamagne got a 1994
Charlamagne's
Cadillac
not getting a new
that's
car.
paid for.
But Charlamagne should get it.
2004 Cadillac Escalade.
You should get a new car.
For what?
You're putting a lot of money into a car that keeps on breaking down.
My car only broke down once. I paid $2,300.
And then your air conditioner doesn't work or your heat doesn't work.
It works
or
now
something.
because I got the thermostat.
It just seems like a
In
liability.
a minute, I got people that can fix that for you too. So give me a minute.
2004.
I'm
Yeah.
chilling.
I can fix anything. He said it's paid for. That's right. It's paid for.
Not mad at him. It's the Breakfast Club on Power 105.1. Wyclef Jean.